What's going on, everybody? It's a good afternoon, and today I'm going to be walking you through some of the options you got for balancing your motorcycle tires. Let's get into it. If you like the shirt that I'm wearing, you can check it out on my Teespring website. Link is in the description. So it's necessary to balance your motorcycle wheel and tire combo whenever you get a new tire. Even a very high-performance summer tire will have imperfections and slight differences across one side of the tire to the other, meaning it will be slightly imbalanced when spinning at triple-digit speeds. This can create vibration bad enough to ruin your bearings and upset your ride. It can be a very scary feeling to have a bike that's shaking underneath you doing 100 kilometers plus speeds. So there's two methods to remedy that, which is with a fixed weight and some balancing beads. We'll get into the balancing beads later, but right now I'm going to show you how we fine-tune the balance with fixed weights. The basic premise is that you want the wheel supported on two jack stands or structures like this so that the wheel is vertical and not leaning side to side. You could just try and do the balancing with the rear axle running through being supported on either stand, but it really helps to have a wheel balancing device like this one here. This one's made by Marc Parnes, and I'll link it in the description. The reason you use a balancing device like this is because the coefficient of friction in the bearings in the balancing device here is lower than that of the wheel bearings inside your wheel, which means you'll be able to get a more accurate balance on the wheel because the bearings will be more sensitive to movement. With the tire set up vertically ready for balancing, you want to give it a spin. Just a light spin to get it rotating. Where you're looking for is where it slows down, as in it'll rotate. Like right now it's slowing down, but it's picking up speeds. It's going to find the heavy point where it settles at the bottom. When it settles, you know that the heavy point is pointing down and the light point is at the top. With the light point at the top, you're going to start adding weight. Usually sticky tire weights come in an increment of about 5 or 7 grams. So start off with maybe 5 grams on the opposite side, because heaviest point's on the bottom, lightest point's on the top, and you want to try and locate the wheel weight as close to the center of the wheel as possible. Once you've applied the weight, spin the tire again and retest. When you've added weight and you believe your tire is balanced, your tire should look like this. You should be able to give it a light spin and it will settle at any position. It shouldn't have a tendency to go left or right. It should just stop anywhere. You should be able to basically take it here. If it settles here, flip it 90 degrees, let go, and it shouldn't move much at all. You can flip it the other way, find out a little. So I still have a little of imbalance to go, but I can resolve that by adding a weight here or there, but it's pretty close. Now, it's pretty easy to chase your tail and seek perfection in this kind of thing, but if you're close like this, give it out for a ride. If you don't feel any vibration, you've hit the money spot. Another option you have when trying to balance your wheel is Counteract balance beads. They're basically tiny little beads that you pour into your wheel through the valve stem that dynamically balance the wheel when it's in motion. I can't explain the physics to you, but essentially the centrifugal force redistributes the beads to the low point of the wheel and adds a bit of weight there every time the bike gets moving. It's a very easy solution. Depending on the width of your tire will determine how many beads you put in. You want to start off with the minimum amount of beads for that tire possible, because taking beads out when you've added too much is very hard. It means you have to de-bead the tire from the rim, and that means taking it to a shop. So incrementally add a small amount of beads and take it out for a ride. The only downside to these beads is that basically going over 200 kilometers an hour, they will no longer balance your wheel. The centrifugal force in the wheel is so great over 200 kilometers an hour that they'll basically evenly spread the beads and no longer balance your wheel. So if you're on a super sport or you've got a thrill for speed going over 200 plus kilometers an hour, this isn't the choice for you. But for 99% of riders out there who obey the laws like myself, this is perfectly fine. To install the balance beads, you have to take all the air out of your tire and remove the valve stem. They give you a little valve stem removal tool to take that out. Then you put the beads inside the bottle with a tube attached leading to the valve stem and just pump it until the beads drain in. Like I said, start with the least amount of beads and work your way up until you feel the bike is perfectly balanced. Well, that's a wrap on the options you have when it comes to balancing your motorcycle wheels and tires. Balance of a wheel is really important because if it's imbalanced, that can put a lot of pressure and wear onto your wheel bearings, which is really bad. It's also a very unsettling feeling to be doing highway speeds and feel like the bike is vibrating back and forth underneath you, so make sure you get your wheels balanced whenever you put new tires on. I highly recommend going the Counteract balance bead route because they're just reliably consistent balance of the wheels, and they're pretty trouble-free, and installation is very easy. They also don't require having a balancing bar like I had here today to balance the wheels, so it's an easier to do at home method. As always, thanks for watching. Smash the like and subscribe button down below, and have a good day.